All right. So,
Maybe I should get
Put on speaker view, right?
sorry, Cher.
You have it on speaker view?
Oh, no, I don't. Now it's on speaker view. Oh, no, now it's on. Yes, it's on speaker view. It's been a little while since I did a Zoom. I've been. Facebook.
You're not in the frame. Do you want to be in the frame right now?
Okay, so Queenie is going to introduce us.
Mhm.
What's the cooking show?
Heating up in the kitchen.
Heating up in the kitchen. Got it. It's on myself on here. Everyone I know is probably. Then I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna do a tour.
Am I famous yet? Just let me know when I should introduce the star.
All righty, it's 4:58. I'm going to start letting some people in.
Okay,
And
I'm
then
be a star.
wait until everybody's in. And 1 minute, we'll go live.
Hi, James.
Eileen, hello. Nice to see you.
How are you?
Doing all right.
Good.
All right, well, it's 5 o'clock. I think it's time for heating up in the kitchen. So why don't I turn the mic over to the B Gold Studio. I'm James from HEA. I'm here with Shira too. Most of the time it's Shira who's doing the introduction, but I'm proud to introduce Brian and Yael of B Gold Glass. They're people near and dear to my heart. They are going to do a demonstration of their glass blowing technique on some honey jars or a honey jar for Rosh Hashanah. So let me turn it over to B Gold Glass.
Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to the glass studio. And well, my name is Queenie. I'm just introducing the glass studio. But without any further ado, I'm gonna turn it over to the one and only B Gold.
Oh, thanks, Queenie. Thanks so much. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to this week's rendition of Heating Up in the Kitchen Glass Studio style. We're in B Gold glass. We're gonna cook it up. Here we go.
Alright, let's just turn the camera around here. There we go. All right.
Again, welcome to the studio where we're gonna make it happen today. We're gonna do a tour. We're gonna see what we're cooking with today. We're cooking with fire is the good word. And then we'll dive into the full-on glass blowing experience, make a honey jar because yes, Rosh Hashanah is coming, sweet New Year. So when it comes to cooking, it's important to start by washing your hands. This year I got a B Gold classic. This is my Headwater series. It's got blue for the rivers and white for the sky and gold. I made this while doing some art shows in the mountains, and there's a lot of gold in our mountains here, but the real resource is the water that we're gonna use to wash our hands. All right, so again, we'll take a tour, then we'll light up the glory hole and we'll blow glass. So yeah, we'll start there actually. We'll start with the glory hole so then it's nice and hot. Again, we're cooking with fire. So I'm gonna get my cooking gloves on. Safety first when it comes to all of your kitchen adventures. And this is no different. Blowtorch, great tool when it comes to creme brulee or
Eggplant?
eggplant, peppers. I do it a little different here, but we'll see. This is the glory hole. It uses forced air and propane. It's using natural gas, but it's quite efficient, and it's always the process of becoming more efficient here.
How much propane do you have there?
These are 100-pound propane tanks. I use a couple gallons an hour. You'll see here. Classic blessing before lighting a fire. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei meorei ha'esh. So this is element number one, the glory hole, where we reheat the piece at all times when we're working it. Another key element is the furnace, where we melt down the glass. I'll pull a little bit out because again we're cooking right now, and that's where we go. This is about 1850 degrees. Honey, just like honey. Oh boy, honey time. Honey, and we'll start over again with our first course. Peppers. Roasted peppers? Anyone like roasted peppers? I definitely like some roasted peppers. It's important to do them right, you know? comes to my friend David's farm. We were out there before the storm and got a bunch of stuff going. Yeah, yum. Dinner tonight. Oh yeah. Doesn't take much. Oh yeah, smelling so nice here. These will just peel right off. The skins will just peel right off here. Afterwards, you just wash them a little, and then it's some nice roasted purple peppers. Great for a roasted purple pepper dish. Some salad. Wow, beautiful. So I use all recycled glass here, which I'll come show us, but it turns blue. All the colors mix, and it turns these different shades of blue.
It's hard to see it.
It's red hot right now, so it doesn't really come into color until it cools. And it cools in the annealing oven. Oh, before I forget, corn. Gotta get our corn going out into the glory grill. Sweet corn, a Colorado classic. We gotta cook with the seasons here. So again, we have the furnace, we have the corn cooker, the glory hole. And we have the annealing oven, which is being used right now actually to, well, we scored an epic cast iron at a garage sale. And it's important to, season one's cast iron. And a great way to do that is, the annealing oven. It burns off all those old oil residues. And I don't know what they were cooking in this one before, so I'm gonna get a safety mask just in case. This annealing oven is at 936 degrees. 936 degrees. That'll cook a soufflata. Oh yeah, nice and seasoned. We'll put some oil in that and season it the rest of the way at a later point, but it's a clean slate. So come closer now. Let's see the ingredients we're using in the furnace. I collect glass from different studios around the Front Range and get all of their trash. And it's all different colors. Sometimes it's red and black. Sometimes it's clear. I sort through and I get big chunks of color and I reconstitute them. This is a good piece of color that I'll use for something. And again, it turns blue when I mix it all together in my furnace. So this color comes from the tip of the blowpipe, which I should actually start heating up. That's a good reminder. Let me show you. It breaks off. It breaks off here. When people are done blowing glass, the tip of the blowpipe, which is called a moil, old Italian moil, tip of the blowpipe. Moil. I'm going to stick this moil right in the glory hole here. So that's going to be heating up. So a honey jar for a sweet New Year. A big part of what I do actually is I make honey jars for new couples. When people get married, a big tradition is to break glass. So I actually have a smash glass bag, and I make a glass at a couple smashes, and then they send it back, and I use those shards to make them different objects, often a honey jar, so that because there's the tradition of having honey on one's challah for the first year of marriage. So for our honey jar, we're actually going to be using a bunch of shards that I've collected from other people's wedding honey jar. I make stuff, I often have a couple left, and we have an array of that on our hot plate here, which we're about to see. And this hot plate is hot enough to cook eggs. Hot enough to cook eggs, which we're not going to do. We got other things on the menu today, but it's not hot enough to melt glass, but it's heating up. And we're gonna take it to the next level by heating it with the torch. So we'll come around and bring us in. This torch we got, Mel and I are love the camera person. We got for our weddings, kosher in the kitchen. So yes, we run a side catering business of fixing cast irons and kosher in kitchens. But today we're gonna have a brief segment of Torch and Torah by our very own, my office mate and friend Obadia. I'm gonna invite him to Torch and Torah for us.
I know I'm late. I'm always late. Can I
Oh, another form for the oops and that's some things that I'm working on all of this.
It's gonna be dinner time soon. We
Yeah.
got something, right?
Okay, so I already introduced the good people. It's a Torch Torah. There you go. Have a torch.
Fire.
Okay, yeah, so we'll start. We're just revving on the full trigger. So from the help torch. Okay. Don't forget. Well, we got some nice eggplants too. We're gonna be doing some baba. With our dinner. Nothing like safety glasses. So yeah, so we'll just stay on our wedding shards here. Go here and then here. But we're focusing on the torching segment. Torch Torah.
Fortune Torah. Oh boy, what a world we live in today. Oh, we can only control this fire. So, I want to bring a little Torah into this today because Torah is everywhere. Hashem is everywhere. Our great Yaakov Avinu, our father, he said, after he woke up one morning, he looked around, he said, Hashem was in this place and I didn't even know it. So, look at the world we live in today. It's constantly changing. We don't know what to expect next. But Hashem is somehow in this world, like a hidden eggplant. So, how do we find the eggplant in the middle of the fire and the changing? I mean, don't read the news to find out. You probably already know. We're in Elul, and Elul is perhaps my favorite time of the year. Why? Because we're preparing our hearts to come closer in relationship with the Holy One, the one who created us, the one who loves us better than all. So how do we do that? We just gotta wake up, we gotta search, we gotta ask, we gotta say, Hashem, I need you, where are you? Oh, you're right here with me? Wow, what a treat. Right in the middle of this craziness, you're right here. That's my Torah. Just to be thankful for being right here, right now, with Hashem. In an eggplant.
We're great to be here right now with you, God.
Hey, you never know. How Hashem said, in the place that I shall choose, that's where I want to offer the sacrifice. And somehow I got the place that I got to choose was right here with this eggplant and eagle.
We've been sharing the shop here for over 2 years now. Amadia is a machinist and an artist, even though he calls himself an engineer. And I'm an artist and learning about machines.
Maybe someday you'll be an engineer.
Someday.
Maybe someday I'll be an artist.
With that eggplant, nothing like roasted, fire roasted eggplant. It just really opens up. It's quite delicious. And when we'll wash the eggplant, and then I'll grab my handy dandy pomegranate olive oil pourer made with recycled glass. In this case, I sort the red out of my pile and throw it in the furnace and make pomegranates. We'll pour some olive oil in, a little pinch of salt. It'll be delicious. All right, well, in the meantime, we're going to gear up to Omadia's getting us hot so that our molten glass is going to stick to this. Oh, yeah, good. Turn that bubble over. Yeah. Sure. Cooking, it's important to measure sometimes. I don't know. I don't. But some people do. These are calipers. So I line this up here, and I have a rough idea of how big a bubble I'm going to want that big to cover this honey jar. So now, looking good. Great job. Now our oil is getting hot, and glass likes to stick to hot metal. So we're hot, so we're ready to get some glass. All right, here we go. We're going for it. Let's do it. All right. Looking to make sure I don't need trash. Let's recycle glass. Nice. I'll stick one there. Boom. Nice. Maybe one more if you can. Oh, yeah. Great job. Thanks for the torch tutorial, Elijah.
Anytime.
Great. Yeah, you can just hang it up over there. Just like cooking, it's more fun with friends.
We'll do it again sometime.
Yeah. Great. So now I have all this color, and I'll take it to what I call the workbench, which is some scrap steel that I welded together, and an old desk to play with. We're going to kind of stretch the color, kind of place it. Yeah, just like honey. And speaking of which, we're going big on this. Most of my honey jars start with about this size glass. I'm going to do a little more because, well, before I started this studio, I was working in the honey business. You know, I got a lot of practice there. So now I'm kind of pushing that down. I'm going to go to the marker next. Who knows what the Italians made their marker tables out of? any guesses, feel free to write it in because we're about to tell you the answer. Then you can prove it, say, there it is. Marble.
What? I couldn't hear you.
What?
Say it louder.
Barbers are made out of marble. I'm twisting up our blob now. I'm twisting it up. Maybe I'll cook I'll cook our pepper a little more. It's important to do it right. No, you don't want to burn it, but you want it cooked. So we're talking a lot about food, and it's really one of the reasons I got into Glassblow. I love food, and I love good food and eating food with people. And all part of the process, well, that experience is eating the food or drinking the drink. And I love making cups and bowls and plates because it elevates the experience of, eating that food. You know, it's good ingredients that you put a lot of love into, and then can, eat off of a vessel with a similar amount of love, and if nothing else, while even noticing the vessel, notice the beauty of it and seeing the beauty within, it kind of just stops on and to give a moment of more gratitude to that food. So you've got the color now, and it's all melted in. Now I'm going to use a block, give it a little shake, get it hot before I put butter. Cherry wood. Hopefully the cherry wood trees are staying strong with our latest snowstorm. I know our cherry looked pretty good this morning, but fruit wood tends to be strong, which is why I use them for my blocks. Strong, and it doesn't leave oil residue. Oil, gas. Another thing that I think a lot about, and it's related actually to what I speak of with cups and bowls, creating things that I can eat out of. I mean, we're using a lot of oil, gas to make this happen. And just like all of the things, so many of the things that we have, they use a lot of material and energy to get to us. So it's knowing there's a factor in knowing how much and then making decisions accordingly. I'm going to put some air in and cap it with my thumb. I call that process of knowing mindful materialism. Is it going to get bigger? Oh, there it is, getting bigger. Oh yeah. Gravity is our friend here. Oh yeah, we got a nice bubble, some cool color, and now I'm gonna let it cool before getting a bunch more glass on here. Bunch more glass. We're gonna go kind of big on this, big honey. You honey by the buckets. So this honey jar is for sale. All the proceeds are going to be going to the Shalom Center, located on the East Coast. Amazing activist, Jewish activist. Rabbi Arthur Waskow is leading the movement on Jewish activism, environmentalism. I'm an environmentalist here, even though I'm burning fossil fuel, because I'm bringing mindful materialism for life, the visceral sense. I do a lot of classes here, so people come in, they see, feel what it takes, and then it's the level of, it adds to the gratitude of the thing, knowing what goes in, I keep track of what I use. We're in the process of doing a more full audit to really share what goes into stuff. But anyway, this honey jar, it's gonna help them do their holy work. So feel free to buy it. All right. Important not to rush a cake, as they say. Brownies, rush them, because everyone loves a raw brownie.
What about challah?
Challah, note on challah. You put a little water in the oven, it will help the challah make a crust, or a crust. Boiling water at the beginning of the cooking cycle. All right. Here we go. So while you mentioned Elul, it is a good time then to see what we have inside, get out the stuff, as we approach Rosh Hashanah. The impurities that we have. Mark the proper force we take. Smash it back in. Again, that hard work might leave a little mark, but it's not one that can't be worked out with time and effort and fire. Speaking of the Shalom Center, Rabbi Kowalski has written a book that's about to come out next month, Dancing in God's Earthquake. It's important to dance as it burns, as it shakes. Just a note on this medium, it's a lot like ceramics. I'm the wheel. My left hand is turning. It's the wheel. My right hand is centering right now. That's that process of centering. We have a bubble. I'm centering it and getting the heat right so that we're setting up. We're setting up. Now I'm going to cool the bottom. Oh, that's making a little squeak. I don't know if y'all can hear it at home, but really I want this tool to be hot and sliding on the glass. So I'm heating it up right now. I'm putting beeswax. Beeswax is a tool I use. I coat the, oh yeah. Yeah, just so they slide, perfect. Davis, we had to blow into.
Hey everyone, this is James. I just want to say the phone overheated. They'll be back online as soon as they and too close to the oven. Sorry about that. But they'll be getting back online as soon as they can.
And I'm sorry, but I have to say goodbye.
Bye, Judy.
Bye.
Bye, Judy. It was nice to see you.
Sorry.
Here she is.
Oh, good. All right.
I'm closing here. Getting a very hot spot toward the top, right next to the boil, where the jack line, the constriction is going to be. That constriction is where this piece is going to break up at the right moment. Like in cooking, I get a spot, I constrict it, I get it hot, and I get it cold, and then it breaks off. Like a matzo griddle. You get it hot, you put butter on it, chocolate, and then like freeze it in the freezer, and then it like breaks off. Long holiday, caramel covered, honey covered apples. Honey covered apples. All right, now for the jack line. A lot of heat. A lot of heat, but I'm okay. I wear gloves.
He says, don't worry, he's okay. He's wearing gloves.
sometimes someone put a paddle there, a paddle under one's hand. Got a couple interns. Let's see you coming in. They'll learn how to do paddle. So that's our constriction. That's where it's going to break. So now we'll work the bottom of the piece and turn that into what we like. And then break it up. Oh, that corn's looking good. We'll have to turn it soon. I have a hood here. It sucks up all the hot air, a lot of it. It's our ventilation. It's called the Nancy Shapiro hood. She, kind person who believes in me as an artist and believes in art, which I'm grateful for. Cooling the bottom so it doesn't blow out.
Cooling the bottom. So this is the bottom of the piece that he's working now. Glass blowing works sort of backwards, which you'll see soon.
I've set up the walls, so now with this panel, I just flatten the bottom. Good foundation, groundedness, which we should all have in this new year. Flat, flatten up, flat, rounded. So now I'm heating up the jack line again for that break that I was describing earlier. So we get it very hot and very cold, and then it comes off, and we form the top. Wow, cool colors. I see all the love in this piece from all the weddings that are now collaborating. All the, you know, I consider, and when it comes to collaboration, a couple kinds: conscious collaboration and unconscious collaboration.
In case you didn't catch it before, the color in this piece comes from extra wedding shards from wedding glass sets that Brian has made.
it's functional work, functional Judaica in art classes and bringing people in. We also do sculptures. I have a big sculpture in Frisco on Main Street right now. It's on First and Main. It's called the Life of Water, a theme that I explore. And it's steel and glass. It's got a bunch of big flowers and then some rolling steel water ball with some big mushrooms, some big glass mushrooms, and then pouring into a cup and bowl of water. Where in the headwaters of the Colorado Basin. So there's some of the themes. All right, I'm getting close.
So that's a piece of furniture in the corner that Brian sometimes calls his assistant. It's where he can put the piece that he's working on while he gets this ready, which is called the punty. And the punty is what's going to allow him to transfer the piece and work the other side of it, which you'll understand a lot better in like 45 seconds.
This is a good moment to hope and pray for a good transition for all of us.
Coming around you. Okay, so here's the piece. It's moving from the blowpipe to the punty.
Got that very hot. Now I'm getting very cold with my tool. Boom. The oil goes back for cement the next piece.
Oh, the crowd would like to know how the corn's doing. Let's check on it.
Here, I think I got it. Here.
All right, we're gonna turn over the corn.
There we go.
Oh,
Don't worry about that one. No one grab it. It might be hot. Here we go. Good. Yeah. Let's just roll. Oh, good. Thanks for the reminder. You need help? I'm good, Amadia. Thank you.
All right, corn has been turned over.
I'm here if you need me. A great dish, which I've just learned and can make it, share it with our kind Mexican neighbors. Elotes. Grilled corn, sweet corn, with a chipotle mayo and then some cheese, or the vegan option, luch. Delicious. So I'm heating the front of the piece, the top.
He's heating up the front of the piece, which is going to be the top or the lip. Let's see it. So now he's opening it. So the side that's on the pipe now is the bottom that he's torching. Would make a kind of cool vase at this point. But we're going for honey jar, giant honey jar.
Speaking of art activism, many years ago, I was teaching at the HEA. Thank you for the Hebrew Education Alliance for hosting. I was teaching a Tikkun Olam class, and the class created a poster that I am looking at in the studio. It says, "Remember, the world is not destroyed by the deeds of evil people, but by the silence of the righteous." That class learned about that, and we spoke about it, and they helped us make that for an installation that we were doing at a glass studio in Denver about the Standing Rock awareness. It was awareness of the Standing Rock protests. So we've set up our jar now. We've set it up to be opened up to become a honey jar.
This is what Brian's going to use to size the opening for the cork. This is actually a cork of the same size that will go in the finished jar. But it's very wet, so it won't go up in flames the second that it touches the glass.
It's a critical moment. We're just hoping.
Here goes, opening up the mouth of the jar. Now he's making little flutes on the edge. It allows you to rest a spoon or pour honey if you so choose. And now he's sizing it for the cork.
The piece is almost done. I want to make sure the cork fits
He's going to make sure the cork fits.
and temper this whole thing, just like chocolate.
And he's going to temper it like chocolate so that it doesn't shatter, hopefully, in the annealer.
Oh, yes.
Looks like the cork fits nicely.
I've got our putty hot so that we can get it very hot, very cold, and then it breaks off. sweet. May we all be sweet vessels in the new year.
So he's torching the punty again to get it really hot so that the piece breaks off more easily. All right.
All right, final flash.
All right, now we're coming to the break off station.
Butter knife.
That's a butter knife. So he's cooling the part where the piece touches the pipe pretty rapidly. And that shock will help make a clean break. And then he's gonna torch it to smooth the bottom. That's a soup spoon.
Spoon.
All right, and now,
Critical. It's rapidly cooling.
so we want to get it into the annealer so that it doesn't cool too quickly. And in it goes. Nice.
We did it. Nice job, everyone. Nice job. Well, thanks for tuning in to a cooking fiasco with big old glass. Fiasco is an Italian word alluding to bottle. There's some stories around, fiasco. They're making art in Murano, and sometimes it just becomes a fiasco. Turns into a fiasco. It's a bottle. But thank you everyone for watching and being intrigued, and thank you to HEA. Thank you, James, helping us set this up, especially, and all of my friends and family, and thank you to Elle for filming. And I'm gonna just grab the shofar real quick. We'll blow it, and then we'll just continue on into a sweet Rosh Hashanah. So Shana Tova, and thank you all.
Oh. Mark,
Yeah,
good.
good deal. Oh,
Oh, Marlon Goldstein. I thought it was Marco.
Shana Tova. See you next time. Thanks again.
Brian, good job. I loved watching you do it. It was great.
I guess she unmuted.
Hi, Gloria.
Hi.
Hi, Gloria.
Oh, great. James, hi.
Is that Scott?
I don't see Scott.
Is Sherry Leventhal? Who is that?
I don't know. I don't see her.
Yeah, that's the two of them.
Is that Sherry and Scott? I can't tell.
No.
Sherry, say hi. Hey, Scott, Sherry.
Hey, James.
Yeah, hey James, nice to see you. Thanks for doing this. This was fun. That's a cool piece. I've actually not actually seen him blow a piece from start to finish.
Yeah.
The pieces of it. It was good.
Get distracted.
Yeah, it was very nice.
That's actually when we first met Brian, he took us to the studio and we made a piece with him. So I sort of knew what was going on. I felt so.
Yeah, I know that I've only blown like a half a piece with him once. And I think you blew a piece with him. We don't do that much. So